Hey, good morning, guys. This is Celia, aka ForRealCeil with 90 Days Hindu and MLS. Oh wow, it is a dreary day out here. I'm telling you, it is Tuesday, the 12th of November, and today we have an energy conference with PSENG. I'm presenting home energy and weatherization. Basically, that's it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Okay, because a lot of times in life, the choices that we make are surrounded by our feelings, our anxieties, our emotions, and sometimes we fail to perform due to our own belief or disbelief with regard to attribute or ability or just being able to perform. All right, we doubt ourselves, we fear the unknown, we're uncertain of if we can accomplish things that we set out to do. Now, as a business owner, it takes time for you to determine whether or not you're going to have strengths or weaknesses or deficiencies in your business. Planning plays a large role. Finances play an even larger role. A company without capital is pretty much could be dead in the water. If you're unaware of how to orchestrate or how to design a certain feature, you may fall short. You may have staffing issues. You may not be familiar with laws or business terms or requirements. It's a lot to learn, all right? It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to take on, and that can also be the same for your regular 9 to 5. Every job, no matter how menial, no matter how repetitive, takes some form of training. I could give you an example, and this is something that I would have never known, like folding pamphlets, let's say, for example, because I used to work at some temp jobs and stuff, and I've had a lot of interesting temp jobs in my past, like growing up, right? I did a lot of different types of things. Like I talked about why not me, and then I talked about all of the different fields that I've worked in, and that was just some of them. That wasn't everything that I've done growing up, and I've seen and done so many different things. It's incredible. Folding pamphlets is a technique. You might think that a machine does that, and in some instances you may be right, because everything is being taken over by robots and animatronics, but those kind of machines and stuff are very costly, and in some instances, depending on what the type of document it is and where it's printed, may or may not be the case. So you have manual folders. I remember we were folding pamphlets, and these pamphlets were with regard to registering to vote, and other ones were about vitamins. So it was something that I had absolutely no interest in and didn't know anything about, because it wasn't something that I was interested in. I was young. I was a kid. I was like 17 doing a temp job. But the interesting thing is, we were given stacks and stacks of these pamphlets to fold in a trifold, all right? So you would think that they'll just say, here's the mark, in between the words, just fold the papers. No. You have a chalk, and a chalk is like a piece of cardboard or a straight line or a ruler, something of that nature. And you place it in a certain area, and then you use that as a guide for your folds. That way everything is uniform. So when you're folding stuff, you're meeting a mark and you're making a crease and you're doing it in the same spot and it's straight. That is something that people may or may not know. Now when you when you fold something poorly, of course, it shows. It will be askew. It won't be a level. It doesn't look good. You know, it just doesn't look professional and it doesn't look neat. All right, so things like that. Growing up, I've learned. I looked at them and I learned a lot from them, and that's why one of my pet peeves is crooked copies and crooked things like that, like people stapling paper together, not lining them up. Like, why? Like, what's the point? I have an issue with that, and that's just my personal thing. You know, it's not even if you're making copies, which I prefer printing instead of copying. Don't give it to me if it ain't right. If you're giving me stapled papers together, and my staff knows, if they give me some stuff stapled together poorly, I'm gonna give it back to them. I'm just gonna give it back to them. They already know what it is. I don't even have to say anything anymore. So things like that, you learn, you pick them up over time. Putting together application packets, there is a wrong and a right way to do it, and people might think, oh, it's just stuffing papers into an envelope. Yes, but you do want to make sure that when you're putting papers, forms into an envelope, that you're not bending the edges of the paper that you're stuffing the envelopes with, because then again, it looks unprofessional, it looks rushed, it looks like it was done without care. So little tips, little things like that that may not mean a lot to some, may impact the way that you're looked at. And the fear of doing something as seemingly small as stuffing an envelope or making a copy is something that people really need to know, like, you know, in effect, how you think about your business, like what you believe you can accomplish and what you believe you can, you know, do, or what will happen if somebody gets a piece of mail from your company and it looks like crap, or how would it impact your customer base? What would it do for your, you know, your credibility as a company that's about business? You know, neat and tidy items make an impact. That's all I can say. When something is presented well, and this is, for example, a resume. If you want to give a great resume to a company, or you're going out for a position, you're not going to come in with wrinkled, disheveled papers. No, you're going to make sure your paper is pristine, neat, crisp, encased with clear paper. You might put it in a little report binder, or you may, you know, line it up very neatly and paper clip it together, because again, staples in a resume is like not supposed to be, but you do want to have it in an order. Now, there may have been changes, I mean, but I'm old now, I'm 50, so back in the day, staples in a resume was a no-no. Actually, a resume should not have read in the past over a page long, because then it became just, you know, like unattractive. But if you have a long work history and you're old as me, shit, and if you've been at 5 jobs for 10 years each, you know, you want to list them, because 10 years shows longevity. And, you know, both of my career positions, I've exceeded that, you know, so that's a good thing. It takes up a huge chunk of my resume. And other jobs, longevity, you know, is key. A good record, a good history of work, you know, not being terminated, of course, is a plus. Having had a good rapport with your employer, somebody who's willing to give you a resume, somebody who's willing to say, yes, you did a good job. Now, I have maybe one employer that will might say, hey, no, don't hire that crazy bitch, you know, like, because that's the one that had to, like, threaten him because he was a pervert. But other than that, I've had great experiences with work, and I had a good rapport. And it's a wonderful thing to know that you can have a solid history of work, and good work ethic, good fundamentals to build on, and so forth. So let me talk a little bit more about fear, because that's where I started off. Because sometimes, no matter what I do, and taking into consideration all the things that I've accomplished in life, and even today, like I'm going to be speaking in front of over 100 people, maybe 100 people, I don't know. And I've spoken in front of more. But my thing is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You never know how receptive an audience is to hear you. You never know if you're going to have one of those days where you just have brain farts. You know, you may not feel in the mood. Like, I've been ill all weekend and I'm having a rough morning, but I also knew that I had to do this presentation. You know, I'm ready for it. I'm prepared. Preparing is key. You know, there is a saying by Benjamin Franklin, is failure to prepare is planning to fail. So if you do not prepare, then, you know, expect failure. You have an option to choose to do things or to not do things. You have an option to play the game or sit on the sidelines. That's like, in my mind, reminds me of the Tina Turner song, you know, Just Dance. Like, don't sit out this song, you know, dance. And if it rains, still dance, you know, like, enjoy and embrace the moment. That's pretty much what it's saying. It's like, don't sit out on the sidelines, what you could partake in, and it may just change your life. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt plays a large role in people's successes or not lack of success in life. And unfortunately, we all face fears. We all have doubt. We all are uncertain about different things. You know, when I established my business, I was 150% sure that it was going to be super successful and that I would have properties by now. I don't have a property yet, except where I live. You know, we own our property, but that is not an investment property. It will become an investment property eventually, but right now it's not. It's my home. You know, it's not even an asset yet because I'm still paying the mortgage. So it's a debt. It's not an asset. So we have things that motivate us, that drive us, that give us, you know, inspiration, and that give us doubts. Outside influences often cloud our vision and give us doubts. You know, when we feel like we can have more things achieved and we don't at a certain time, we just feel less than successful. But I have to say that no matter what, and being that I've been through all of the challenges and stuff that I've had, I still have accomplished very much and will accomplish more and be successful at what I'm doing, you know, at what I plan on doing. So I'm not going to let the changes of the environment or the climate of what's going on outside of my circle or outside of my world affect my successes. I'm not going to let the fear of failure stop me from trying, because having not tried at all is just as simple as just giving up and not stepping out on faith. And if you don't have faith, you need to work on that. It's something that God can help you with. You just got to pray about it and, you know, just really think about the possibilities whenever you want something, whenever you feel like you can't succeed. Look at all the people who have done the same thing and have been very successful. Think about people whose stories vary from yours and who had less than what you may have to even start with and have been very successful. You know, just think about all of the lives you can impact by doing something that you want to do or get done in your life, and then how significant your role and carrying out what you believe that you can do can play in somebody else's life. I mean, you can change somebody's life for the better. You can make someone's life very, very great by doing what you initially put out to do. I got this damn driver in front of me. He jumped in front of me on the highway and has been driving slower than me ever since he got in front of me. Like, I'm gonna get that. People kill me with that mess. Alright, so we're closing in on 2020. You might as well say it's a new year already, alright? There's only but about a month. Poor dear. Yeah, a little brat too. It's a young buck laying in the street. Wow, I hate seeing dead animals out here. It bothers me. I feel bad for them. So when we look at a year in its history, you know, if you could say you've accomplished certain things, if you did something impactful, if you changed just one life, if you gave to just one cause, if you changed somebody's life, no matter how large or how small, in a good way, you know, if you've been grateful, you know, if you have chosen to be a player and not sit out the game, then you've accomplished something good. You know, I did a vision board. I've accomplished some of the things on my vision board. Excuse me. I've accomplished some of the things on my vision board, and I'm really proud of it. And I have to say, you know, a few of the things. Let's say trading. I am still learning to trade proficiently. I am a master trader in training. All right, and I'm loving it. I love learning this skill set because it's something that, again, once I get to a certain age, I will know how to sit down, read a platform, place a trade, book profit, know how to, you know, utilize that profit in a way that's going to last and have money working for me. I've started an infinite banking system. I understand the concept of infinite banking. I know how to, and I'm practicing on improving my credit score, you know, in a positive manner. Well, of course, improving is positive, in a manner that is helpful and beneficial to me. And that is something that other people can learn from. Like, really, really a good thing to learn. You know, you gotta work with your credit, because sometimes your credit can become that extra cash flow that you might need, and if you don't know what to do with it, then you can wind up in trouble, or you could wind up, you know, just having credit and it's not really growing for you. So things like that are very important. Key, you know. It's really nasty out here. It's a gray, dreary day. Thank God it's not colder, because if it was, then it would be slippery out. So I'm grateful that it's not. Looking at all the things that I've learned throughout 2019, all the things I've accomplished. So I did that, and I got another car, and I got a mattress, even though there's a health story about the mattress, and it's still not over because they owe me money now, and I'm looking for a refund, and I'm waiting to get it. And if I don't get it soon, they're gonna hear from me again on their Instagram page and their Facebook page, or whatever it takes, you know. Ridiculous. Like, I should not be waiting to get reimbursed funds when I purchase something. They don't wait to get paid until they deliver it, you know. But they did this time because they messed up, and I had to cancel that order and then wait until they resolved the issue, and then, you know, then I canceled the dispute, because I was not gonna pay for something that I didn't get, and, you know, they really screwed me. Finally, I can say, though, I have a nice bed, I'm comfortable, I'm sleeping, and thank God. You know, it took over 2 months. And that transition and that time was really rough, and it messed me up a lot. It just like took me a lot of energy to get something that I paid for, and that was really pissing me off, because people don't deserve to be treated that way. And then when I talk about businesses and having a business, I have to wonder deep down inside how a company that large, and I see the stores everywhere as a chain, how they can have such crappy service and still be around. Like, I was amazed by the difficulty in getting through to a real person who had any kind of real authority or real concern or customer service attributes that work on the behalf of the company itself and towards the customer satisfaction. And I just was like, damn, this is a really bad place. So again, Mattress Firm, don't buy from them. And that's not just because I say so. It's because when I was going through all my stuff, I started researching further, and I find that many people were unhappy with their experience with them. And the thing is, when you're going through something with them, it's not something easily or quickly resolved. It's like you have to jump through hoops and barrels in order to get service, to get the customer service that you just should have automatically gotten. It's just like, really? Why do people have to go through all that when they're making a purchase and spending their money? It just doesn't make sense. So I don't like the company just for that reason, and for the reason that I believe truly that they feel that they could pull the wool over people's eyes. They think that consumers are dumb and that they don't deserve to get the merchandise that they pay for, whether it's a sale item, whether it's something that they advertise and have no idea what it's supposed to be or look like. How do you advertise something? That's just like me serving somebody food and don't know what's in it. Like, I'm gonna cook something at home and promote it and say, hey, this is the best blankety blank, but I'm not gonna tell people what is in it because it's a secret. Okay, I get that. That's a secret recipe. Or I might say all the ingredients but omit one. But that one ingredient that I don't tell somebody might be something that they're deadly allergic to and might just kill their ass. So then I'm putting people at risk. I am jeopardizing I want to say jeopardizing their life, but I'm impacting somebody in a manner that is not healthy, either physically healthy or otherwise. I'm being deceitful in a manner. What's that retrospect? All right, that's just like me saying I'm promoting something and I don't understand fully what it is or how it works. Well, then what kind of promotion can I offer if I don't understand how a thing works or what it's composed of or what value it has? You have to have some kind of idealistics, you have to have some kind of drive, something that pushes you to promote one particular thing over another thing, something that motivates you to offer something to somebody else, and you have to find value in it. If not, then it's just like you're just talking. So like MLS, I find value in that. I know that it's a platform that works. I know that it's a place where you can learn financial literacy tools that will change your life for the rest of your life in a positive manner. I know that you're surrounded by people who are a support system and that can help you and educate you and share ideals and values and are in the same mindset. And that mindset is a mindset of wealth, generational wealth, how to capitalize on cash flow and how to leverage to gain wealth. And these are things that I'm learning inside the club. And it's been, 2 years now, and it's going to be 3, and it's going to be 4 and 5 or whatever. And we are still here. Together we prosper. It's not going anywhere. We have a trading academy. We have our monthly meetings, we have our calls, we have so many things going on. We got the credit programs, we have a lot of information and great things that we're sharing and impacting and changing lives on a regular basis. So these things are absolutely key to success and growth. So when I talk and I say, hey, I just love the idea of growing within a club like this. We have our Sister Succeeding program, Minister Elaine Sanders, Dr. Sanders, an author, a fashion designer, a mother, a minister, very powerful, influential woman, a contributor to her community and other communities, just amazing people that we share the same ideals. We are religious people. We believe in a higher power. We believe in efforts and rewards for our efforts. We believe in charitable giving. We believe in growth and opportunity and learning, and that is something that I enjoy, having a camaraderie of sisters that know that empowerment comes from within. Empowerment comes from a group of people pouring into one another to generate growth, whether it's spiritual, emotional, whatever it is, because one person alone is like one hand clapping, but the sound of two or more makes an impact. You have to know that sometimes if you have fears, sometimes if you have uncertainty, sometimes if you have doubts, that you're not the only person who has those, and that if you come together with other people who have goals, who aspire to do more, who want to build and be a better you or me or them or business or organization, that support is key. Support is necessary. If you don't ask for help, you're never gonna get it. If you feel like you're scared and you have fears, if you express them, again, sometimes you need to speak to other people about them, because likely other people have had the same anxieties or uncertainties as you, and may be able to give you insight, help you to get over that fear, help you resolve, or pivot away from a area that may be a downfall for you or your business or your accomplishments. So you may be able to learn a method that you will avoid something that they might have went through in growing their business, or in growing their wealth, or in growing their selves. Right now I'm so nauseous, I feel sick. Just thinking about other people's lives, their journeys, their accomplishments, their downfalls. You could learn a lot from other people. Just share your ideals sometime, and I've already heard this, like when you share your ideas, you may be scared because somebody could steal them. Well, that's true, but you have to trust somebody. You have to be able to talk to somebody about something, or putting certain things into play and getting that honest feedback. And you got to know your audience. So when you're talking to people, and if you care about something, find somebody who is on the same level as you, somebody who have already accomplished much in life, things that 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 they probably already did. The things that you want to do, you want to learn about them from somebody who already has them. What sense does it make to talk to somebody who doesn't have anything to try to get something? What sense does it make to talk to people about acquiring precious metals, or how to generate wealth through stock trading, if they've never done either and they don't know nothing about it? What is the point in that? What sense would it make? It wouldn't. So you got to deal with people who have what you want, people who have already achieved the goals that you're trying to achieve, and then you may see growth. Then you may see a brighter vision of how to achieve the same thing. You can't go for something just winging it all the time. You need some certainty. That's why reading and training and learning and webinars and videos are very, very strong tools in order to gain some insight onto any subject matter. You have to learn. You can't just guess. You have to know. So learning is key. Sitting down with people of like-mindedness again, and just knowing how to listen, take notes, really ask questions. Because again, I see people who will sit down in a room. This is an example. Sit down in a room, listen to somebody speak, maybe even write notes, but still have questions, burning questions in their mind, and then not answer them for fear that, oh, it's a stupid question, or that somebody else might have understood something, so they're not going to ask because they don't want to feel or seem like they're thick-headed, or that they're less than intelligent. All right, put it like that. People don't ask questions because they're scared that people are going to think they're dumb. If you don't understand something, most likely there's other people in the same room who don't understand it as well, and they're just afraid to ask. If I don't understand something, or if I want clarification, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna repeat what I think I heard them say and ask, is that right, or is that what you're saying? Because if you don't know and you assume, you might be wrong, and then you haven't learned anything. So ask questions, write notes. Don't be afraid to step out. Don't be afraid to share educational things with other people. And then again, don't be scared to share your dreams, your goals with other people. Share them with people who have already achieved something, who have marked their territory and grown on it. Just learn to be able to expand upon your fears. So when you have fear, uncertainty, and doubt, don't let a year pass. Don't let an era pass. Don't let time pass and you not try to improve upon whatever it is that you're concerned about, whatever it is that you had questions about, whatever it is that you thought that you couldn't achieve. Because if you never try, you're never gonna get there. I'm trying, and there is a lot of things that get in my way, but mostly the things that get in my way, and I'm woman enough to say, is me. Excuses and shit that happens. All right, and I'm working on that, because I know that I could have achieved so much more had I just done more. So as no matter what people say, they're like, oh, you're always busy, or you're doing something, or whatever, there's a lot of shit I dropped the ball on too. So I can only blame myself for my shortcomings. I can only say, Cecilia, get your shit together and buckle down and do what you need to do. Stick to it. Because the urgency to do stuff has dulled down at the time. And now that urgency is like, okay, I'll get to it when I get... But no, why? Why should I do that? So again, that's a conversation people need to have with themselves. That's a conversation that needs to be put to the forefront and at the top of your mind. Like, am I doing everything that I can do to make my results impactful? Am I doing everything that I am supposed to do to be successful at what I set out to do? What can I do differently? What can I change to make this a realistic goal? What can I do to make an impact? Things like that you really need to look into. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys with that and just say, don't let fear, uncertainty, and doubt stop you. Don't give up on your hopes and dreams. Keep writing goals and act on them. Do something, even one action a day towards achieving your goals. More if you can do it. Take your time, set a pace, set timelines, and try to meet them for yourself. Just mark your time and spend time on you, spend time on improving your craft, and spend time on learning something that's going to help you, that's going to come in handy. I was watching Rock the Block last night, and I wanted to leave you, but I had to say this. I was watching Rock the Block last night. These 4 young women who do flipping. They do flipping. All right, so we have the Kennedys, the girl Leanne, and we have Windy City. What's her name? Not Mina. Mina is from Good Bones. We have 4 people. Susanna, the girl from Chicago who rocks out stuff, and then a couple of other ladies, interior decorators, house flippers, very, very, all very, very talented people. And at the end, the person who won the Rock the Block was Susanna, and she had like a little documentary kind of interview thing going on, where she was talking about how when she got enough courage up to leave her job and then started flipping houses, and that she's out there every day, and she's like, in her mind she's saying to herself, well, when do I have to go back to work? Because she enjoys what she's doing. But it comes with work, because you have to learn things that you did not know before. You have to put into it, like she was talking about, learning how to read contracts, learning what this means, learning how to deal with contracts, learning how to deal with subcontracts, learning the laws and about permits and building and scaling and all of this stuff. Yes, you have to learn. It takes effort to get where she is, but she's extremely happy, extremely successful, very smart and talented. And these things are paying off, and it doesn't just come with one attribute. It comes with several, because you have to learn from many, many, many different areas. You have to be able to you really have to be able to learn a number of different things in order to have a successful business, in order to grow, in order to thrive. You have to be a learner. You have to be looking for information, really taking it in, soaking it in, and learning about whatever it is that you need to do to absorb yourself and to grow in that field. So again, don't be scared to learn, don't be scared to ask for advice, and keep on moving. Keep doing what you're supposed to do to make your business and your life very successful. All right, have a great day, everybody. Bye bye.